So we have a lot to unpack when it comes to this video, so I'm going to take my time in doing so. Let's have a lot to really look at and analyze. And before we do get in this video, try not to send hate to this guy. I feel like it's just becomes, not because this person wouldn't deserve the hate for what I'm about to talk about, which I assume most of you know because it's clearly been on Instagram and stuff and this was public already, but it just becomes a waste of your time and it just becomes counterproductive, and there's no need for you to do it because you could spend your time doing something better, like watching other videos on this channel, or just doing something productive in your own space and time.
This now. Black girls are dead. They're only good for sloppy. I promise you that.
I don't do none of that. I don't sloppy, toppy, woppy. I don't know none of that shit.
Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hope you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, Murad_Murali. Subscribe to the channel, and let's get into this video. I'm going to analyze this entire situation. There is somebody who goes by the name of Rizwan, I believe his name is. I think he's from Birmingham, and he's somebody who is like a Muslim influencer who sings a lot of nasheeds. If you don't know what a nasheed is, like a religious song, or pronounces or reads the Quran out in the mosque, I believe, or does a lot of charity work as well. Now, this doesn't really take away from the charity work he has done, but it's just, there's no words to describe how sad this is. And people say, when it comes to religious people or whatever in general, don't bring their private stuff public, but this started as a public issue, not a private issue. This particular man said all this on his own live with a friend, so it's not as if this was some secret thing anyways. And people don't tend to put themselves in other people's positions, because if any Asian person was around a white person and the white person was saying all of this, you would want to know, and you would want that person to be slammed and exposed and so forth. So put yourself in someone's position, or try to, or attempt to, because I know many can't do it. But I'm gonna get straight into this.
Black girls are dead. They're only good for sloppy. I promise you that.
I don't do none of that. I don't sloppy, toppy, woppy. I don't know none of that shit. You get me?
Sloppy top.
I used to be.
Listen, I'm get that. It's still in my head that whole concept that Asian girls go for black people. I don't get it. Like, yo, you know what's fuck? If subject now, yeah. Most
We're
black
going
people,
deep.
they go see a girl, they know you, they just want to beat, and girls know that too. Correct me if I'm wrong, yes or no?
Most black people are just for beats, for a beat, like objectification. I love the fact that he thinks he's actually done something or said something right when he hasn't. He actually thinks he has. He thinks he's doing so much right now in this live.
We don't cry. I shut the fuck up. I risk my life. I'll block you up for life.
I'll black you up for life. This is on live. This is on your own live. Like, I don't understand,
No, guy getting raped by a girl. We're men, we take to the chin.
We take it on the
We
chin.
don't cry.
We don't cry like girls who get raped. Like, this is disgusting.
Guys would get terrorized in the army. Which get that? Someone goes, these two guys would get terrorized by black guys.
Laughing at black guys.
Guilty.
I get raped by a girl. These guys, we're men, we take them to cheap. We don't cry. You guys would get terrorized in the army. Which particular army? Get that? Someone goes, these two guys would get terrorized by black guys.
Guilty. Guilty.
He says the word. Thing is, my descent. This is what I'll explain why I'm coming from this angle. I am half Asian, half Arab, and I also have Turkish descent in me as well. My grandmother's Turkish, Ethiopian Turkish. I don't even know, child. But and Arab and Asian age, and so I believe these guys are Asian guys, so I can kind of have an insight for this deep-seated anti-blackness that we are seeing in Asian, kind of South Asian culture. And I believe they are from Birmingham, up north as well. They use it with Kala a lot in some of the videos. That basically means black in Urdu, which I believe they're kind of speaking, or Punjabi, something along in that kind of relative manner. Being a public influencer, especially a Muslim influencer who does a lot of charity work, you weren't even doing this in private. You were doing this, not that it's even good to do in private, but you're doing this in public, on your live. And popular other Muslim influencer called him out, and he said, you know, why do I need to publicly repent? Who do you think you are? Like, you're not God. But it's like, you publicly did massive form of disrespect, therefore you need to publicly apologize. And you know, it was just he I don't know, it's just bizarre. But you see this amongst a lot of people within the Asian community, where they have this kind of superior kind of complex, where they feel like they have to feel better than somebody, or better than, you know, a community or race or demographic, because it makes them feel better. And you have this idea, you know, there was no reason for you to cuss out black girls and say, you know what, they're only good for X, Y, Z, nothing else, kind of, you know. But this is what we see. This is just casual. This isn't even like deep. This is like, he's not going deep, because he could have ranted for long. This is just casual throwaway comments of anti-blackness racism that we see that are dire and is extreme in, you know, South Asian communities. And it's so relaxed. It's just left under the carpet. It's brushed. It's never really challenged. I don't really see many brown content creators, influencers talk about it consistently or continuously. I've seen a few here and there, to be honest with you, now, but in the past you don't really see much. It's something that really is just left like that, and it's just sad because this person does have followers or whatever. It's being brought to light. He's completely, you know, just brushing it away, ignoring it, whatever. I'm not saying go send hate to the guy, because I feel like I wouldn't do anything for you, but a lot of you guys telling me to talk about it, and you're tagging me in it like there's no tomorrow. I'm seeing so many notifications about this video, but I'm not surprised. Like, when I saw it, I didn't even flinch, because I've seen this type of behavior before many times, and people don't put themselves in other people's position. He talks about, you know, Asian girls and how they only use black guys for X, Y, Z, objectification, fertilization, you know, and how talking about rape and stuff like this, and laughing at it, and how, you know, we take on the chin but they just cry. It's just kind of boyish, not even year 9, it's like year 7 mentality, a mentality that you shouldn't even have. But this is basically what it is that he's adopted now, and you see this so casually. Somebody who's in the mosque and, you know, a religious person, does love charity, but then has this disgraceful mentality. It's very common amongst the South Asian community. I know that because I'm part of the South Asian community, because I'm obviously half Asian, so I've seen this on many occasions, many times. I've spoken about anti-blackness within Muslim communities, especially within the mosques here and there. It's something that needs to be addressed and discussed. But in terms of unpackaging this, it's just this kind of superior complex, because you want to feel better than X, Y, Z. It makes you feel better. It feeds your ego, and, you know, you go about your day, you know. But then it's like, some people are saying, oh, you know, you shouldn't expose it, although he was already on live, but you shouldn't expose it because, you know, we're all equal. But then again, it's like, was he preaching that everybody was equal? It's so interesting how you then have other brown Asian boys who will defend his behavior and defend him and say, you know, it was done 2 years ago, it doesn't matter. I've seen the comments, they're trying to make it feel okay, but it's like, this is how you have just become an enabler in a disgusting situation. An enabler in an abusive situation. You could see how people come like this. They just make excuses, because this is what they do. It's easier for them to dilute it and make it digestible for them, instead of challenging the issue, because the gag is, they just don't care. The anti-blackness is so deep-seated within them, subconsciously, since the day they were born. In South Asian households, it is rife, it is massive, and it penetrates through the culture, through the religion, and it isn't seen as something that's massively sinful, because people just don't care about it, because racism is societally conditioned within all of us since we were young. It's a very important magnitude of an issue. So this is what I want to make the main focus, not him, but this issue, and to discuss it. Let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to this video, because obviously there's a lot to unpackage, but I wanted to be the main focus, just this conversation, rather than, you know, let's go send this guy, hey, whatever, because I just feel like people like this, they don't change overnight. You know, it takes a long time for stuff like this to change, because it's so programmed into your head that these comments are just casual comments, and that's how sad it is. The fact that I'm placing it as a casual way, because this is what it is. This is how people are in South Asian communities. Their racism is so rife, but they make it in such a casual manner, and they don't really care about it, and then they go about their day being an absolute hypocrite, because that's just what people do. And not that everybody's perfect, because nobody is, but nobody's out here on live making these disgusting comments and being ridiculously racist, but then practicing and preaching a religion that speaks on how bad racism is. But then once you get called out, you're suddenly using religion to defend yourself. Do you find how interesting that is? Like, follow me with that, guys. follow me with that, committing acts against your religion, but then when you are meant to be held accountable, you use your religion to defend yourself. It becomes just an absolute defensive mechanism that, you know, and you use your male privilege, all of these privileges around you, to aid in catalysts to defend yourself, when you really should be challenging your deep-seated anti-blackness kind of thoughts. And the person hasn't come out, hasn't made a proper apology at all. Well, you know, the person clearly isn't apologetic and doesn't really care, and people will forget about it, whatever. But it's just sad to the followers of this guy who may be from black girls or black guys that, you know, are religious in that manner and do follow him and go to his mosque or so forth that he goes to. It's just very, very sad. It honestly is. But I wanted to kind of dissect and analyze this because this conversation I've actually had on my channel. I've made videos on this, especially about anti-blackness in Muslim communities. Look that up if you guys want to. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.